Hey, it's the Fact Freak, and welcome to today's deep dive on Sobriety Jack. Now, I've got to be honest with you guys, this was somebody who was brought to my attention who I had no idea about at all. And I've been working and researching on Sobriety Jack for about 3 or 4 weeks now. In that time, he's had accounts banned. He said he's leaving TikTok. He's returned. He has a new page. So I'm going to try and cover everything that I've found out about the man. Now, of course, if you Google Jack, you'll find out that he wanted to look like David Beckham. So he wanted to have plastic surgery to look like David Beckham. However, he changed his mind and decided he wants an 18,000 sex change plan to look like Victoria instead. Now, it says in this article that he refers to himself as a transgender woman and spent thousands to look like Victoria Beckham. The 22-year-old at the time said it cost around 18,000 to fully transition, including a boob job, and a facelift. She also plans to change her name to Victoria by Deadpool. Now, of course, this article was quite a while ago, and there's no sign of that happening yet. And of course, that made me think, why does anybody want me to do a deep dive on this person? Is it just because they don't agree with this? That's fair enough, but is there more to it? So we jump onto the lovely world of TikTok. So I'll pop on there and I see a video of him saying, "I'm back." And all this creepy laughing and sort of losing track of his statements halfway through himself saying it. And it starts to become very clear to me. Oh, he's one of those entertainers on TikTok, like Mr. UK TikTok official, like Chelsea Leart. One of these people who makes videos to basically get a reaction out of people and make people talk about them. Oh, doesn't he seem weird? Doesn't she seem strange? What is she talking about? There's a hell of a lot of people who do that sort of content on here. And it looks like we've got that in barrels. Now, we all know what sobriety means. I mean, the dictionary definition's pretty clear, but we know as a whole, as a world, that means overcoming an addiction. Maybe it's, well, addiction you can't always 100% overcome, but it means that you are winning for that time. Maybe staying sober for 3 days off drink, maybe off drugs. So that's what Sobriety Jack is focused on. He obviously struggles with alcohol. And I want to say that putting that out there and admitting to a weakness is very brave in itself. However, do I believe that TikTok is the right place to be sober as a large influencer? If we look at this sign, tips for maintaining sobriety, know your triggers. Obviously, that's a massive one, and it's not just for sobriety, it's for all sorts of things to do with mental health. Now, I have to say that as somebody who is promoting sobriety and going through that journey, finds himself on a TikTok live, titling it in that way, I would wonder whether TikTok is in some way a trigger for Sobriety Jack to relapse. And as we go through this in even more detail, in void environments that fuel your addiction, the trolls on TikTok. Stick to a structured routine. That's something I don't know whether Jack is maintaining at home. Maybe he could talk about that in his channel. Join a support group. Now, I want to say that I've seen a lot of support for Jack online, but they are sort of coming from the same area as me with that support, the same ethos, the same thoughts. Here we go.
So, Sobriety Jack, a lot of different opinions on this man. My opinion is, he needs fucking help. Now Jack, if you could take my advice, mate, it would be stay off this app. You are getting hate left, right and centre, and it's going to push you.
I want to know is, when did everyone on this app become so perfect and it becomes socially acceptable to point the finger and poke and prod and troll someone who's quite clearly struggling with their sobriety? Yes, I'm of course talking about Sobriety Jack.
Yes, so the more I looked into Sobriety Jack, the more I came to the same opinion. This guy's struggling. Why is everyone giving him such a hard time? But then I came across this rather poignant video, and I want to play it to you guys in pretty much its entirety, because it really made me start to think differently about Sobriety Jack.
Sobriety Jack, let's talk about that. He should change his name, firstly, because it's very apparent that he's becoming the next Mr. TikTok UK, but for the sober talk. So, it's not on, basically, and he's very triggering. On more than one occasion, you can tell that he's quite clearly drinking in his TikToks. He almost always uses a mug to conceal what he is drinking. And the whole thing is just totally to pull the wool over people's eyes, and it's totally unacceptable. If anyone else was to relapse, like if I was to relapse and I was to start, snorting lines, or, like India said, using needles, that would be totally unacceptable. So it's unacceptable for Sobriety Jack to come on to Sobriety Talk, start drinking gin and vodka, and then have the audacity to tell us to go and screw ourselves after building trust within the community. It was so out of order. I think, if he's going to stay on this side of TikTok, he needs to change his name and his attitudes. And if he doesn't want to stay sober, then he can just get the fuck out of our community.
So that had me thinking, as well as it not being a safe place for Sobriety Jack to be on TikTok while he works on his own sobriety, it's also not safe for other people struggling to have Sobriety Jack on their For You page. Now, I would imagine a lot of you here know how TikTok works and how you end up seeing the videos that you see. But for those of you that don't, I'll just go into it very briefly. So we all have a For You page. When you log onto TikTok, it's the first videos you see. Now, if you were to say, look at videos to do with me, deep dives, investigations, stuff like that, you would have watched them, like them, comment on them, maybe share them with a friend. TikTok then goes, oh, they like that sort of stuff. So then they might recommend somebody like Don't Hold Back, or Feisty, Too Feisty for You, or people who do similar content sort of in the same sort of wheelhouse, to see, is this just a one-off, or do they like that sort of thing? So if you then respond with that, you'll see more of that, and then they'll suggest maybe somebody else who does something similar. So within Sobriety Talk, obviously if there's people making videos supporting one another, they'll be using popular hashtags for those sort of videos. Hashtag sobriety, hashtag recovery, hashtag support, whatever it is. So these videos will start going around the For You page together, and very soon you have somebody who's struggling with her sobriety that comes across Sobriety Jack with his feet out there in front of him, with him saying, give me some money and I'll drink alcohol. I can see how that would be triggering and dangerous. And I wonder if Sobriety Jack has actually took a minute to think about that. Now, of course, this is my first deep dive into Sobriety Jack. And as usual, if you guys have anything you want to share with me that you think I've missed out, or that should be brought to the attention of the world via maybe Deep Dive Part 2 or any sort of reaction sort of videos, please let me know through Instagram. My Instagram is The Fact Freak. And for anybody who's interested in helping support the channel, my Patreon link is in that Instagram bio as well. I really do think this is one to really think about, and the more I've dove into this, the more it becomes issues on many levels. I don't want to sit here and say somebody shouldn't be on this app, but I feel like my hands are tied with reporting that. Have a great day, guys, and keep it real. Peace.